Hey everybody. So like I said earlier, we're going to be putting some cross beams into this tailgate slash ramp for the trailer that we're doing. Right now I'm grinding the welds down so that everything's smooth. When we put the expanded metal down, it won't have any bumps that it's hitting on. After we get done grinding, we'll weld the cross pieces together because we didn't have any pieces long enough, so we're repurposing some metal to make sure that we have pieces long enough to do 2 cross pieces into there. And then after we get everything welded up, we'll put the expanded metal on there and weld it up in there nice and tight. Hi everybody, welcome to the shop. Tonight we're doing a little bit of work on the trailer and everything still, but right now I just want to show you what our shop lunch is going to be. So for the last about 2.5 hours or so, I've had some steaks, ribeyes going in the sous vide. Just got them in a pot on top of a burner. The burner's not on, but I used it to heat the water up a little bit so that the sous vide didn't have to work as hard. Got this cool little cap for it. And then here inside we've got the steaks sitting there, and they've been going at 129 degrees for 2.5 hours, which is going to make them nice and medium rare. Ribeyes, we'll get these out, and then I'm going to put them into the frying pan with some butter and brown them up real nice, and do pan sauce and have them with some broccoli. We'll show you some pictures when we get to that point. All right, everybody, so I've browned the steaks. This stove kept turning off. I think it's got an override if it gets too warm. So they didn't get super duper brown because I didn't want to overcook them. Right now we've got a little bit of butter and avocado oil in there left over from the steaks themselves. Then I've got this juice here from all of the steaks as they were cooking. So basically the fat and the drippings and the blood and everything. So yeah, that goes into the pan. We're going to do some green peppercorns today. Yeah, we'll do quite a bit. Render this down some. I'm going to put a little bit of beef broth into it. And just to give it a little bit of a zip, I'm going to put some Dijon mustard. Of course, we had to move the pan over because the other burner shut off again. So one thing I did forget to do immediately after was put the cognac in. So I'm going to put it in there now. We're just going to have to leave it boil just a tad bit longer to get rid of the super strong alcohol flavor. No, I'm not a professional chef, as you can all tell. Alright, added a little onion powder, a little bit of soy, and then some fresh cracked black pepper. Complement those green peppercorns that are in there. Let this render down just a little bit more, and then I'm going to put some butter in, take it off the heat, and let the butter thicken the sauce up. Not going to use any cream or flour or anything like that, no reason to. Alright, so I've rendered the sauce down just a bit, and I'm going to drop in these chunks of butter to thicken it up a little bit. Take it off this heat so that the butter doesn't break apart, just melts. Probably could have rendered it down a little bit more, but this little 2-burner system is acting up and keeps shutting off, so it's alright. I never heard anybody complain about too much sauce. Kind of leaves a clean streak afterwards. It's about thick enough. Almost. Alright, we'll get everything else ready and we'll show you the final plate. Just a minute. Alright, I'm going to slice this steak up here for my buddy Andrew. He's got the camera going. He said he wanted me to get rid of the fat, even though that's what contributes all the flavor. So steak's got a little more done than I like because it took longer to brown, but we're still on medium to almost medium well. A little embarrassing, but you can see how tender it still is though. Steak is super soft. As long as I'm not cutting the fork, it's easy to cut. And this little cap for the ribeye, the best part there is. God, if this was my steak, I'd take a bite of it right now, and I'm half tempted to anyways. A little bit of fat left here that you got to navigate around, sorry. Alright, doesn't look too bad. Get rid of this, and then I'm going to put some of the pan sauce on this right now. All right, you can see how the plate's going to look when it's done. We're going to eat. Thanks for joining us for lunch. All right, everybody, so we got that all welded up. We got all the welds ground down, and we've laid a piece of the expanded metal over the top of it right now. As you can see, it almost covers it. And so right now we're going to wait until tomorrow. We'll get some extra material, and we might get a bigger piece of this expanded metal so we can do a single sheet without having to cut and paste different pieces onto it. So tomorrow we'll get that. We'll figure out the expanded metal situation. We'll get it welded down, and we might even be able to do some painting on it, but that's after we install the hinges and everything. And when we get this thing done, we'll show it to you, and we'll be proud for you to see it. Thank you.